Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on how to get more patients for your practice in 2023. With more patients searching online for their ideal healthcare provider, it's critical that you leverage the latest online marketing trends and tools that are relevant to doctors and practices around the world. Before we do get started, I do want to let you all know that we will be answering questions at the end of the presentation. So feel free to submit any questions in the chat or Q&A at any point in the presentation. Even if you can't make it until the very end, please submit your questions and we'll make sure that someone on our team reaches out to you with an answer. So with that out of the way, let's just get started. My name is Oliver Blanco and I'll be today's speaker. I'm an experienced marketer here at RepuGen, which is a healthcare reputation management platform that assists healthcare providers in improving their online reviews, patient acquisition, retention, and engagement. On today's agenda, we will share a few different strategies on how you can get more patients. We'll start off with local search marketing, then move on to benefits of having a user-friendly website, moving on to a process to obtain more online reviews, then the benefits of paid advertising, and finally, tools to bring your practice to the modern age in 2023. I do want to emphasize, though, that a lot of these strategies play off one another. So by implementing more than one of these strategies, your practice will find more success online and eventually grow. So just to start off, let's talk about how to utilize local search marketing to increase your online presence. To lay the groundwork, let's talk about how search engines work. Basically, search engines like Google or even Bing have the goal of presenting users like yourself or me, of presenting them with the best information related to whatever they typed in their search bar. So for example, if someone searches for doctor near me and types that in Google, then Google will search all web pages across the internet and show that person the most relevant websites pertaining to doctors near them. So the higher you rank on those search results for searches like doctor near me, the more you are seen by prospective patients, which means more new patients and inquiries for your services. And now that we know the basics of how search engines work, let's go over why local search is important to doctors and healthcare practices in particular. Basically, area-based searches are crucial to increasing the number of new patients coming through your doors. For example, area-based searches include primary doctor in Phoenix, Arizona, for example, or dermatologist near Orlando, Florida, or any other similar variation. With area-based searches, search engines will show results based on that searcher's particular location and the most relevant website and website pages. Additionally, near me searches have increased by 200% since 2015. That's right, a 200% increase. Near me searches consist of terms like dentist near me or cardiologist near me. And these are very common terms used by patients actively looking for a doctor near them and something you definitely want to get ranked for within your area. And lastly, here's another great statistic. There had been an 82% increase in people searching for dentists near me after the pandemic started. So overall, with all of these upward trends, local search is one of the best ways to get your practice in front of new patients. And now let's go over how to improve your local search on a search engine like Google, especially since most people Google things when searching online. To start off, you need to make sure that the name, address, and phone number on your listing profiles are accurate. Since Google and other search engines will rank your business relative to the searcher's location, they need to see that your information is listed correctly in order to show your site on a search result page. This may be obvious, but we do find that a lot of practices are missing listings or that it's not accurate at all, which causes search engines to trust your practice less and eventually not want to show you to prospective patients. Next, you will want to claim and authenticate your Google business profile and delete any duplicate listings. This listing is especially important since Google will rank their local business listings above their own organic search results and show users your most accurate business information. You'll also want to start generating more genuine Google reviews as Google factors in your review score when ranking your business. So with more positive Google reviews, their algorithm will actually rank you or your business higher than competitors. Next, you want to use appropriate and relevant keywords when updating your listings. Google will typically have a set list for you to choose from. So for example, if you are a dentist, you will want to list all relevant keywords like dentist or dental clinic or anything else similar to that in your profiles. This will make Google see your profile as something useful for a user searching for a dentist. And lastly, you can also use your Google business profile to post offers and more information about your services. Google has said that businesses more active with their Google business profile will actually rank higher. And so moving on from local search, we'll move on to the next important thing that you can do to acquire more patients, and that is by creating a user-friendly website that is also easily found online. To start off, let's talk about why you even need to have a user-friendly website. And it's actually important because websites are part of your practice's brand image and online visibility. It also increases brand recognition with your current patients, and it also relays information about your practice to new and existing patients. And so here are some things to keep in mind when creating a user-friendly website. Firstly, you just need to make sure that it is an SEO-friendly website. Websites are part of your practice's brand image. A lot of doctors focus on the visuals of the website, which is great, but a beautiful looking website is of no value if it's not easy to navigate for prospects or prospective patients, or if it doesn't even rank on Google. So you'll want to make sure you work with a web developer that knows search engine optimization and ensures your website is being seen by Google. Nextly, you will want to improve your website's load time. Websites taking over 6 seconds to load are considered slow. So if your website is slow to load, then prospects will move on to a different site. So you will want to make sure that your website has a quick load time so that users can actually read what's on your website. Thirdly, you will want to build a user-friendly experience. Basically, you will want to make sure your website can adapt to a mobile and tablet devices so that people can access it anywhere they are at. Also, you'll want to make sure it's easy to navigate. If your patient cannot find their desired information on the site, they just move on to any one of your competitors again. And lastly, you want to make it easy readability. This is crucial as users tend to skim through websites. So you'll want your information to be as concise and easy to read as possible. So try to break up your information on your web pages into bullet points or utilize subheadings to make it a little bit more legible. Keep paragraphs short and utilize white space. I've seen a lot of older websites with blocks of text, which honestly causes information overload on the user and makes it look outdated and overwhelming to the modern day searcher. And so here are some recommended pages that are necessary for any healthcare practice to ensure their website is user-friendly. Basically, you will want to have an About Us page, a contact form, a page or some sort of way to request appointments, and then information about your providers, your services, and if you do have multiple locations, information about those locations. These pages will give prospective patients the most information about who you are so that they can decide if you're the best fit for them. Moving on, the third tip to get more patients in 2023 is generating online reviews. People may not think this directly affects their patient acquisition rate, but it definitely does. Basically, we conducted a nationwide survey and conducted other research to find out how patients use online reviews in their provider search. Basically, we found that over 81% of patients look at online reviews before choosing a doctor. 81%. It's no surprise as many consumers are used to relying on reviews when it comes to picking restaurants, looking at hotels, or even purchasing anything on Amazon, for example. And honestly, the healthcare industry is no longer an exception. We also found in our research that 60% of patients check 10 or more reviews before making their decision on a healthcare provider. One review honestly isn't enough anymore, as having more reviews makes you more credible and makes you look more attractive to prospective patients. We also found that 75% of patients would only pay attention to reviews written in the last month. So it's critical that you generate reviews on a consistent basis to ensure your online reputation stays relevant. And finally, many consumers would not even use a business with less than 4 stars. But that makes sense, right? Why would you choose a business that has poor reviews? So when assessing what affects local rankings on Google, it's found that Google's algorithm accounts reviews for by 17% of how they rank a local business. Generally, medical businesses with frequent positive reviews rank better on Google than those with only negative reviews, no reviews at all, or even outdated reviews. So Google reviews are vital to your local ranking success. So you want to make sure you are hitting and surpassing all the online review benchmarks. Additionally, healthcare providers who are not managing their online reputations typically have mostly negative reviews, which doesn't showcase an accurate online representation of their actual patient care. In turn, though, this does make new patients more hesitant to choose them. So without actively trying to get more online reviews, you may be deterring prospective patients from coming into your practice. So what is a good baseline for online reviews and having an accurate online reputation so prospective patients choose you? To start off, you should aim to have at least 10 reviews and maintain at least a 4.0 star rating, acquiring reviews every month and getting a variety of reviews. Ideally, you'll want to have a good amount of reviews. We say that 10 is a minimum, since from our research, prospects tend to look at least 10 of online reviews. Additionally, like we mentioned on the previous slide, less patients will consider you if you have a poor star rating. So you'll want to maintain a 4.0 star rating at the very least. Next, some of our clients also think that getting a handful of reviews is enough, but based on the statistic that we just went through, patients will want to see new reviews. Remember, not every patient who sees you will leave a review, but you should still aim to get at least 3 to 4 reviews a month. And we also encourage you to get more reviews across a variety of review sites. Google is the most important since a majority of prospects do check Google reviews, but other sites like WebMD, Facebook, Yelp, HealthGrades, and Vitals are also important. But how can you get more online reviews and manage your online reputation? You can create a formal process, whether that's training your staff to ask patients for online reviews or even using an online reputation software. Patients who are happy or satisfied with your service may often forget to leave a review, and unhappy patients tend to be the most vocal. So having some sort of system in place to ask all patients for their feedback will lead to getting more online reviews. Make sure you also respond to all reviews, whether they're positive or negative as well. Prospective patients want to see you engaging with patients and reading feedback. Make sure you monitor the reviews and take time to check in all of the review sites you have to see where you need to improve. Moving on to the next step, another way to get more patients would be to utilize paid advertising. But what exactly are paid ads? Paid ads are pages that can appear when someone searches on places like Facebook, Instagram, Yelp, and Google. In this Google Ads example, the ads actually appear on top of other search results, as you can see with this icon saying ad right here. Ads have come a long way in attracting more users and can also help your practice get more patients quickly. Basically, ads is a great way to supplement into your current SEO strategy, or if you are looking to get more patients in general, like I mentioned, since it's so controlled, it's a great way to get more patients for a specific service. For example, if you are a dentist looking to get more implant patients, you can create ads based on that. Also, you can choose who can see your ads and manage how much you want to spend on your ads. Basically, you can target ads or create ads targeted based on age, interest, and even income. With Google, you can restrict your ads to certain searches. So if you want to only be found for, say, an example, OBGYN near me, or for a specific budget of $500, you'll be able to implement that. Ads are now developed to be very integrated into the user experience. So Google search ads look like regular search ads, and Instagram ads can appear right in your feed. Lastly, the last tip that we wanted to mention is the best way to implement this here is to modernize your practice and bring it to the modern age, basically. What this means is making it as easy as possible for users and prospective patients to engage with you. Online appointment requests are a great way to start modernizing your practice. It takes less work off of your staff, and patients can easily book an appointment. There's a lot of great HIPAA compliant options that can integrate with your EMR, and your EMR may even have an automated booking system already available. We recommend implementing this as it allows you to capture more leads that need to request appointments outside of your regular business hours, or if your phone lines are busy. If you don't want to do online appointment requests, then you should at the very least have a form on your website where people can request their ideal time and your staff can call them back. It's also one thing to get new patients to book an appointment, but it's also another story to get them to actually come in to their appointment. Appointment confirmation reminders allow your staff to better communicate with patients. It can also help reduce the amount of no-shows as well. So if you have a high volume of patients being seen, then a more automated system can help with retention, as calling each patient is a lot of work for the staff. Two-way texting is another great tool to engage with patients, and it provides more communication options that can help you reach more prospective patients who have different communication preferences. It can be ideal to answer quick questions, provide real-time communication options, and again, even reduce no-shows. But basically, again, your EMR platform may have this, but there are other vendors out there with HIPAA-compliant texting options as well. And that is everything that I wanted to cover today. So just to do a quick recap of what we discussed, we went over 5 easy tips on how you can improve your local search marketing rankings to get in front of more local patients. You'll also want to have a user-friendly and SEO-ready website to drive more traffic and increase inquiries to your practice. Thirdly, we also discussed how online reviews influence your SEO rankings and how poor reviews will make patients hesitant to choose your practice. So you want to make sure you are generating online reviews on a consistent basis. Paid advertising was the 4th topic covered. This is a great way, again, to supplement your current marketing efforts by targeting your ideal patient. And lastly, we also discussed how online appointment requests, two-way texting, and even appointment confirmation reminders can modernize your practice and make it easy for patients to reach out to you and to eventually book an appointment. Like I mentioned in the beginning of this presentation, it is best to use multiple strategies. A lot of these are interconnected, and that's why a lot of practices who do one thing, for example, say only social media, find it harder to have success. And just to tell you a little bit about ourselves, RepuGen is an all-inclusive reputation management platform that will help you get more online reviews, recover more unhappy patients, and build an overall healthy online reputation. We also offer add-on services to assist with patient engagement, leveraging reputation with marketing solutions, monitoring and improving patient satisfaction, and more. Lastly, I do want to let you know that we currently have a promotion going on that offers a 90-day money-back guarantee. This means that if you sign up for RepuGen's services and your online reputation is not improved within 90 days, you'll be entitled to a full refund of monthly fees. So if you want to take advantage of this promotion, feel free to email us at info@repugen.com. Or if you just want to learn more, you can visit our website at www.repugen.com. But now that everything has been covered, I'll open it up to some Q&A. All right, so we do have a couple of questions that have already been asked. The first one is, why do I have to respond to my online reviews? Isn't it good enough that I just get them? And that's a great question. Nowadays, patients want to see how healthcare providers interact with others online because it gives a snippet of what your patient communication can be like with them. So, for example, if you respond to a negative review in a hostile manner, prospective patients may not choose you because they'll think that you're hostile. But on the other hand, if they see uh, that you respond to a negative review in a professional manner, or even thank a happy patient for their positive review, they'll see that and it'll increase their chances of choosing you. And then another question that came up, it says, is it really important to have a good website? A lot of the things that were mentioned seem so irrelevant. And honestly, 100%, all of these little things add up. So for example, say I'm looking for a healthcare provider online. If your website doesn't even show up on my Google search, there's no chance that I choose you. Or let's say that maybe you do pop up on Google. If I click on your website and I have to wait a long time for any of the content to just pop up, or if I'm just having difficulty honestly clicking around and navigating around your website, more times than not, I'll just leave your website and look for someone else. In the end, every single detail does go a long way in making sure you are seen online. All right, another question was, what should I focus on more between paid advertising and getting my website to show up? And that's a very good question. So since your website is the foundation of who you are on the internet, you'll definitely want to focus on making sure your website is being seen on search engines first. So once you've established a good website, then you should start exploring paid advertising. All right, another question, why should I get reviews on sites other than Google? So based off of research, prospective patients typically check at least 2 review sites before choosing a healthcare provider. So even though the majority of patients do check Google reviews, other patients may only check reviews on Health Grades or Vitals, Facebook, or any other review site. So basically, you don't want to miss out on those patients that check reviews on sites other than Google. All right, another question was, will patients actually leave online reviews if I just ask them to? And honestly, that's a very great question. I wouldn't say every patient will leave an online review if you ask them to, but it's definitely better than not asking them. So basically, most patients that have had a positive experience, typically they just leave the practice to go back to work, run some errands, or do whatever else they need to do, and don't even think about leaving an online review. It's honestly usually the unhappy patients that go out of their way to voice their feedback online. So just by simply asking patients, whether it's through your staff asking them or with a solution like RepuGen, you will see an increase in your chances of happy patients leaving more positive online reviews. All right, and then we got one other question. What should you look for in an online reputation management platform? Honestly, a great online reputation management platform would be a solution that would be able to help you easily reach out to patients after they've had some sort of appointment, and allow them to leave an online review, and also give you a way to manage all of your online reviews in one place. That is something that RepuGen is able to do. So if you do have any questions on how our solution works, feel free to contact us again at info@repugen.com, or visit our website at www.repugen.com. All right, so that looks like that's all of the questions for today. So again, thank you everyone for joining today's webinar, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.